Hello and welcome back to module number 5. This is the second part where I'm going to continue talking about PHP and string. And we are going to talk about PHP as the ability to what can we do with PHP and why is it more programming language as we are accustomed to see, such as C++ or Java, and the similarity to it to PHP. So let's begin. So we are going to talk about string, and it is a sequence of character, and the ability is that ability to carry out with a string, ability to carry out some values. So the issue is that we use PHP echo in order for us to show what the strings hold. So in this case, I'm showing you a quite simple example. The PHP, I'm establishing my string, saying hello, and the echo is my string, and the echo is I'm adding the issue of HTML. H5 and closing the H5 is I love using PHP. So the idea here is that we are showing the first echo, hello, and the second echo, we use the HTML to emphasize of the string that I use in the example below with I love using PHP. So this is the result. So in this example, again, the hello and how I implement inside of it the HTML in order for it to give it a special treatment into the HTML into the HTML in order to display it. But you have to be careful when you echoing quotes. And so sometimes the quotes not going to be as straightforward as you might see. So let's take an example. Echo H5 class, special H5. I love using PHP. And using, again, the slash in the red is my note. And I said that, and in order to show you, that will not work because the quote around special H5. So it will not work in this case. What will work better? Again, the quotation, when I'm doing the echo and I'm putting the quotation in a very specific place in order for it to work and in order for it to apply, and it will implement that. The statement of clarification, it's really important. Why? Because if you're going to work in the web and you're going to work in a workplace, they will like to see what you have done. I'm going to see what you've done with your HTML and JavaScript, but in reality, the user cannot see your PHP. So this is something that you need to be concerned if you are going to work in an environment that other people see your code and see what you have done. The echo of the variable is very easy. The PHP develop put in some extra work to make common tasks of echoing to all variables nearly a foolproof. So no quotation are required when the variable does not hold the string. Below is a correct format of echoing variables. So let's take an example here. My first string is hello, Colin. My name is, and I'm going to add some numbers, I'm going to add some letters, and I'm going to add to the echo of my string with the echo of my number with the letter. So in the end, it will say, hello, Colin, and the echo is 4A. It combined together in order for me to show that. So a little bit more. You can place the variable inside double quotes, that is the string here and the variable. So you're putting a variable inside the quotes. You are telling the PHP that you want to grab the string value of that variable and use it in the string. So an example, again, I'm establishing my string. Hello, Colin, my name is, and I'm going to echo, and inside the echo I'm going to use the echo string alone. So the echo will be I'm alone, who are you, and my string, and I'm going to close it and I'm going to display it as it is. So this is an example of the manipulation that I can use the string in order for me to create something more coherent and be able to make a statement out of it and to see how it play out. I hope that will make more sense. So remember, the echo in PHP is not a function. It is rather a language of construct. So when you use a function in PHP, you have to have a very particular form. For now, we are going to use the echo as a special tool that will come to know and I hope to love. The string creation. Before you can use the string, you have to create it. A string can use directly in a function or can be stored in a variable. I want you to remember that. It can be stored as a variable. And I'm going to show you below to create the exact same string twice. So the first string into a variable, and the second case, we send this a string to the echo. So it will look something like that. First string, and then the echo, and then the echo with the string. So in this case, it will be what we are trying to do and how we are going to apply it in order for us to get a result that we want to do that. So the advanced web programming, unlock your potential. Advanced web programming, unlock your potential. And this is how it will display because of what we have done here. Okay, so string creation in a single quotes. So far, we have created a string using double quotes, but it is just as correct to create a string using single quote, otherwise it's known as atmospheres. So the code, advanced web programming, unlock your potential, and again, look at the string and how I do the quotation in order for me to display it. And again, this is, if you want to use a single quote with a string, you have to escape the single quote with a backsplash. This is like this. So this is the outline. So the result, this is how it will look like. When you're doing double quotes, you have to remember what are the premises and how to apply that. And again, this is the code itself. And this is the case of double quotes. And again, look at what it stands for and how do we apply that. The first string, the second string, the tab, the $sign, and the double quotes, and the result of it. So when you're trying to escape a character that does not need to be, it then black slash will show you when the output of the string. So you need to be careful and you need to be understandable of what you are doing. The string creation as a hedgehog. And in the idea here is that we have two methods to show are considered to be traditional way to create a string in most programming language. It's also called here dog. And so the idea here is that we are creating a string and it is more difficult to lead into problems. So again, my string, in this case, I'm going to do test. And this is how I apply that in order for me to apply and how to implement that. So again, the use of how apply it, I want you to read those comments, see if it makes sense. If not, go back to our textbook or go and ask me questions because this is important. And again, how it apply and how to result. The PHP, like you learn in C++ or in Java, in the classes that you took, it is also about operators. Operators that can do multiple things in order for us to do that. So the PHP handles many more operators that we are accustomed to see. We can be a sign operator, arithmetic operator, comparison operator, string operators, and combination in order for us to apply. A sign operator, we can ask it to operate as a variable and then add that together. So in this case, it is equal or do the manipulation of that. Note that both the $sign Mike var and $sign another var contain the value 4. So the assignment operator can also be used in conjunction with mathematical or simple math operator. So in this case, again, because my passion to statistics and math, I have to show you this is the operator, the basic operation. So we have the plus, the minus, the multiplication, the division, and the percentage. So in this case, how do I do that in PHP code? Why is it important? Let me start with the why. If you're going to have a code that go back to the database and ask to do manipulation, this is how you're going to do that. So you're going to create it as a string. You're going to call it $sign add or division, and you're going to add the numbers to it in order for you to create an echo and present the result out of it. So this is the result, and this is how it applies. Comparison is a really interesting idea, and again, this is important for you because it is part of what you're going to do back and forth with the database. We learned in JavaScript about the if condition. So the idea behind comparison operator is to provide inside conditional statement and evaluate to either true or false. So here is an example. Assume $x is equal 4 and $y is equal 5. If I will do operation or operator or try to do if it's equal to or not equal to, I'll be able to do operating in that sense. So as you have already seen, the echo, the period, is used to add two strings together. In more technically, the period is the of the operating of the string. So look at this example. The string is hello. Another string is alone, and the string with the $sign is a string with another string. So the echo is going to be the comparison. So in this case, you will display hello alone. And the combination of the assignment operating will give us some indication of how we will do that with regard to a counter of all the variable. So again, equal plus, minus equals, multiple equals, divided, and so on. Just a reference of how to do that. It's really important. And we also can do pre and post increment, and this is also part of the calculation that we need to take into account. So the code in PHP in this example, again, the echo, look at the variable, look at the echo when I'm using it and how I'm using it in order for me to show what is the result and the ability to do that. So as you can see, the $sign X plus plus is not reflected on the echo because of the text of the variable is not incremented until after the line of code is executed. So again, think about that and think about what it will include. So the next thing that we need to cover in PHP is the include command. And it takes a file name or simple insert that a file connects into the script that assumes the command string. So the constructing test string, in this case, I'll be able to do that, and I'll be able to apply that to do that. So working with text instead of numbers. So this is a tricky one because numbers is really easy to use and really applying to. So we are trying to apply text, and we have some formation that we have to remember. And again, this is the example and of the result of it and how to do that. And again, look at the quote, look how I use the quotes and what is the result out of it. Working with the string operator. And again, we have the operator itself and the assign operator. And again, look at it as example, how it apply, how the character, escape character and sequence in each case, and what is the result, and then adding sequence into it in order for you to apply. So adding escape character and sequence, in this case, this is what we will do, and this is the result of it, and how do I apply that. So the simple and the complex syntax is this, and that is really important for you to remember. Again, example, $ variable, in this case is broccoli, and the echo, do you have any $ variable? And it will give me syntax in order for me to do that. The next thing that I need to talk about in this session, and again, I hope you're reading the textbook, is parsing, and the act of extracting the character or substring from a string. So when programming, the parsing refers to the execution of information from a string and variable into it. So I'm giving you an example of most common string in that context, and what it counts for the characters of the words in a string, and how I apply that. And in this case, again, this example from the textbook, and I applying that to find and extract the character and the substring into it, and how to apply that into the PHP. So those are the extracting and finding the substring and finding this contract of it. And there's other functions that I want you to remember. One of them is strip pose. And the idea here is, again, I want you to go over that later on and remember what it is ability to do and how you pass both function into the string. And again, I'm not going to go specifically every step, but again, this is something that I want you to go over just to see that you understand and how to apply that. So in summary, in session 1, we talked about PHP string as a series of characters, where a character is the same as byte. That means that PHP supports 256 character set and does not offer negative encoding support. In this module, we also cover the echo function, the echo variable, the text string, the string creation, the single quotes, the double quotes, but we also cover the header talk, the assign operator, arithmetics, cooperation, and string operators. So this is for module number 5. I hope you enjoy it. And until next time, we are going to talk about basic HTML, and I'm going to introduce you to my MySQL. Until then, have a good day.